Hey guys, my name is Tasia. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Alright, so let's get cozy. As y'all saw from the title, in this video, I'm going to be talking about my 4 years in education in Chicago and just reflect on it. So you guys get to come along and reflect with me. All of my educators out there, if you learn anything from this video, relate to anything in this video, let me know down below in the let me know down below in the comments so we can just talk about it. Just to give everyone just a little bit of background in case this is your first time seeing me. I have been in education for 4 years now. I'm a young educator. I just turned 26 this year. I live in Chicago, born and raised in Chicago as well. So I guess I've just literally been in Chicago my whole life, and now I'm giving back to Chicago through knowledge. Okay. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here and just talk about my 4 years and just things I've learned, things that I would tell myself 4 years ago, or just things that I like really am gonna take with me moving forward. I do have notes, so we're getting better at not dragging things on and taking notes and outlines and stuff so we get to the point. All right, so the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about is my switch in roles and kind of what that means for me right now as an educator. So those of you that are new, 4 years ago, I graduated college and I got my very first job post-grad working at an all-boys high school in Chicago as a assistant college counselor. So I kind of was like learning the ropes my first year. It was like a fellowship. It was a fellowship. I was getting paid as a fellow, but like learning the ropes and skills as like an actual college counselor. So that's what I did for my first year. Also, my first year was the year that the pandemic hit. So like my very first year in education was interrupted. So I didn't really get the full year experience as a first year teacher because I got cut short. After my first year, my second year, I was a full-fledged, full-time college counselor at this high school, and that's what I have been doing for the past 3 years. I learned a lot about myself, things that I feel like I do like, things that I feel like I don't like. However, as you guys may know on my channel, if you haven't been watching or if you're just not caught up on my videos, I'll link those videos that you need to watch in the cards and in the description box. But I got a new job, so I am no longer a college counselor at this high school anymore, and I started a new role about a month ago. That is like literally crazy. I've already been working a new job for a month. How? I don't know. Time is just moving fast. But anyway, so I'm now in a new role, and the new role I am in is I am now a student success coach. I am no longer housed at a school. So like as a college counselor, I was the college counselor for that school. Now I'm a student success coach under a completely new company, so not a school. So it's just like a difference in like one, working solely under a school versus working under a company or a nonprofit organization and being like placed in schools and not really at the schools every single day or in that capacity as like the main person anymore. So I am a very hands-on person. Like the one thing that I really liked about being a college counselor in my old role was that I was the main point of contact for all things college related. My students knew that they could come to me for whatever they needed to talk about, whatever they needed to get done. Like I was that girl, okay? Like I was the one that they went to. But now I am not like the main contact anymore. Like I'm kind of more like in this like assistant role at the school, because it's like the school has like their own college counselor or senior seminar teacher, and like I'm just coming in from this other organization and saying, hey, here are some tips or tricks that could help you. Also, the company I work for is a scholarship company, so like it's not even, oh, this is how you walk through the college process. Like it's like, no, these are the requirements that you guys need to do in order to get our scholarship. But since we are like helping you guys do the applications and things like that, it's kind of like more an assisting role. So like I just feel like that's kind of new. I guess I've always been like the person that has always said like it felt weird being in the classroom. For those of you that do not know, I have always wanted to build my own school, so eventually that is what I want to do. So I didn't really see myself being in the classroom for long anyway, but it's just interesting and it's great that I can now confirm with myself that this was a good choice for me. I feel like I have more time on my hand, more time to think, more time to like organize my life, more time to just do more, you know, and have a bigger impact, just because like my time and work is more balanced than it was before. I also do want to point out, since I am no longer at a school and I'm now at an organization, you guys are going to be seeing a switch in my content moving forward. So a lot of people like noticed on like my other, or like my most recent videos announcing my new job, like I wasn't really showing the name of my company. I didn't say the name of my company and things like that, and it's solely just for security reasons. When I was at the school I worked at, it was 3 different schools, so it's like you didn't really know, but you knew like where I was. But now it's like I'm work for a scholarship program and it's only one of those, and it's like, you know, like I just, yeah, you know, just safety reasons. But when you guys see me recording in my jobs and stuff, just know that I'm not going to be answering any questions or like showing off like who exactly I work for, just because like people are weird and I just don't want to, you know, put myself in a situation I don't need to be in. So yeah, just want to put that out there. So that's just my first point on like my switching roles and kind of what that means for, I guess, me and for you guys. Just be ready for that switching content, but it's still gonna be great content. Next thing I want to talk about are how grateful I am just to have like the positive and negative experiences I've had in my past role, and kind of where, or like how that got me to where I am now. So as you guys know, I recorded a video about work-life balance, my like, I guess you can call it a depressive episode, and I just had like a lot of emotions around the work, because like I'm very, very passionate about this work. Like I've known that I've wanted to be in education since I was literally maybe 6 or 7 years old. So like what I do now is literally what I have been wanting to do, and it's just literally help Chicago's children in any way possible. If you do not know, like the education space is just crazy overall. Like it's ever changing. I mean, it's children, like you're literally shaping the future, so that's also a lot of pressure, and it's very demanding. You're constantly doing 20 things a minute, and people just kind of expect you to do it because that's your job, and it's not really much. I don't know, I feel like over time it's gotten a little bit better, but it's still not 100% there. Just like the, I guess, care and understanding that people that work in the education space need. It's very, very taxing mentally, physically, emotionally, and it can be a lot at times. It really can. And like sometimes you sit there and you think like, man, like if I don't have myself together, how am I gonna get these kids together, you know? And it's just like a lot of blaming yourself, or like feeling like you're not doing enough, and it's just a lot to like think about all at once. But like I've definitely learned that like I'm a superwoman no matter what. Like literally I have already done so many amazing things over the past 4 years in my previous role, and like I'm continuing to do great things in this new role, and it's like I don't have to do it all. Or it's even like I may not think that I'm doing it all, but like I kind of am, you know. And literally we're not perfect, and because I'm working in a field that's gonna always change, it's like you're not gonna get everything perfect every single time, and that's okay, because nobody's perfect, literally. In every single job there are people that make mistakes, there are things that go wrong, and like sometimes in the education space we think like, oh, nothing can go wrong, because if something goes wrong then it's gonna like have like this negative impact on this kid's life for the rest of his life. And it's like, man, that's literally not realistic at all. Like you need to like make sure that you are taking care of yourself and understanding that it's okay and everything is going to work the way it's supposed to work, you know? So I'm just grateful that I've been able to, I know I guess I've been talking about a lot of the negative, but I'm just grateful to like have like both sides, you know? Like being able to interact with, you know, students that, you know, I relate to. For those of you that do not know my background, I'm pretty sure I've said it on here before, but like I'm from Chicago. I grew up in the neighborhood that I was teaching in. I come from a low income single parent household, so it's like, it's literally like, I get it. Literally I get it, and I know how hard it is. And sometimes I just take that like, man, I really know, like sometimes I really be knowing what they be going through, because it's like, yo, like I literally went through that. Like literally not even like knowing that you're super smart and not knowing, and knowing that if you do not get a full scholarship to go to college, you're not going to be able to go, was like a real like thought that I had to do. Like I was always like, everyone always told me that I was like the smart person in the class that I was in, and like everybody always like wished the best for me and wanted the best for me. And it's like, I obviously wanted the best for me too, and like I was a very hard worker, and I'm like, man, if I just do all the right things, like everything will work out for me. And like, granted, it did. Like, I can definitely say that like my hard work did pay off, but like there were times where it's like, yo, because of the cards I was dealt, it's definitely 20 million times harder than I anticipated. That's a lot for a kid to think about. So like, I always be thinking back to that when I'm working with these kids, because it's like, I know their lives are crazy, and not everybody is like going through the same thing, you know, like not everyone is living like this super hard life, but it's just like, you understand, and you just gotta kind of meet them halfway. So yeah, I'm just super excited for what's to come in this new role. I've already seen like so many positive changes in myself working in this new role, and I've only been working there for 4 weeks. Like, it's literally only been 4 weeks. And I've already like complete like shift in mind, shift in mood. It's just literally for the better, and I'm so grateful for that. And I kind of already talked about this, but the third topic I wanted to talk about was work-life balance. Like I said, I did make an entire video on this, so if you guys haven't watched that, I'll link it in the cards and in the description box. But just really, y'all have to take care of yourselves, like for real, because you can be as passionate as you want, but if you're not okay, you literally always have to think about yourself. And sometimes in this education space, you have to be selfish, like for real, because like if you're giving yourself, right, obviously you're giving yourself to the students that you teach, to the staff that you're working with, and then also not to forget your personal life that you have to maintain. It's just a lot. Okay, it's a lot. And especially since I'm, you know, also like figuring out this adulting life as a 26-year-old, it's just like, man, I'm trying to figure that out, but I'm also trying to make sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing, you know, in this role that I'm doing. And it's just a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's hard being a 20-year-old, or 20-something, because I'm not 20, but 20-something-year-old, you know, and trying to navigate this adult life, because like there's no rule book, and you're just figuring everything out on your own, step by step, literally. Man, make sure y'all take care of yourselves, for real. The last thing that I kind of wanted to touch on is just, I kind of already mentioned it, but how education is ever changing. But because it's ever changing, that means you're also always learning. I feel like, and I think I mentioned it in my previous videos before, when I was in my previous role, I didn't really feel like I was growing or anything. Like, I felt like I pretty much mastered the role at the level that I was at, and I was just kind of ready for something new. Me being a student for the past 21, 22 years, like, you're always used to just always learning something new all the time. And then when you graduate and you get out of college, it's like, oh, I'm not being given information like I used to, so how am I going to challenge my mind to make sure that I am challenging myself and continuing to grow as a person? And what they don't tell you is, yeah, when you graduate college, it's on you now to seek out the knowledge that you crave. So that's what I did. So like in my new role, right here I am learning a completely new role. Like, yes, it's still kind of similar to what I used to do, but it's in a different capacity. So it's like I'm now able to teach myself, oh, this is another aspect of this education role that you thought you mastered, but guess what, there's a new, you know, a new take on it. So I just feel like that's always cool about the education space. Like, I will literally always be able to learn and challenge my mind, because like, yo, I get bored. And if my mind is not working right, like, let's be real, I went to some pretty good schools throughout my life, so my brain has been like this all my life. So if my brain is not like this, I'm bored. What am I doing, you know? So y'all, never take knowledge for granted and just literally take all the new things out there and just take it on, because you never know, you might like it. But yeah, y'all, so that's the end of this video. I don't want it to be too long. I just literally, like I said, I just wanted to come on here and just like talk to you guys and reflect on my past 4 years in education. I'm so grateful that like I said, I'm in this new role, and I can't wait for you guys to come along with me and just see what else I learned, and literally like where else in education I go on this channel. So yeah, y'all, it's gonna be great. So all right, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, share it with all your friends, and of course subscribe. All right, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.